Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the Fool from Sayonara Wild Hearts that I play on Nintendo Switch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. I always laugh at myself because of the way I feel silly. And no matter how many times I do this, I always feel silly when I catch myself saying something a little different. And this time it was that I play on Nintendo Switch. I mean, you know what? It's probably not different. I probably say it like that every time, and I just never really realize it until I say it, and I just feel silly, but that's okay. If nothing else, this is a good exercise in learning to laugh at yourself. You know, we all want to be cool. We all want to be not laughed at, I guess, you know, but that's life. You know, sometimes we're going to get laughed at. Sometimes we're going to laugh. And I'm good with laughing at myself. If I feel silly for saying that, at least I noticed it. And even I can say, oh, did you guys hear how silly I was? Rather than be offended if someone points out that I said it's silly. It's okay, because like I said, I noticed it before anybody else. That, man, what a goober. What a silly man. But I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to impress you with drawings, not with my lack of speaking abilities. So anyway, that's just what I'm trying to say. When I catch myself, when I hear that, man, is it silly? But I'm okay with that. Oh, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing exactly what I tell you not to do. I'm working on the details, and I shouldn't be doing that. I should be sketching out the drawing. So, yes, Sayonara Wild Hearts. I say it all the time, but I'm going to say it again. I play Nintendo Switch. Like everybody else in the world, during this pandemic and whatnot, I bought a Nintendo Switch. I'm not a big gamer. I used to be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I used to play Super Mario Brothers, Solaris. What was the name of? I don't know. But anyway, I used to play a bunch of games, and you know, not even as much anymore as I grew up. I started doing other things. I started skating. I started drawing. Started playing in bands, that kind of stuff. You know, and I kind of fell out of it. But it's always been at the heart of everything I love. You know, video games have just been so much fun. And when I saw like a resurgence in the Nintendo Switch, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've wanted to get a game. I've wanted to get Battlefront, right? I've been wanting to get Star Wars ever since it came out. And so badly I've been wanting to get it. But again, I don't have time, and I can't justify paying that much money for something just to play every now and then, right? But then a little bit of life came along, and I had the opportunity to play with some family, and I thought about getting a Switch, and they're not around anymore. You know, I love these boys and love playing with them and whatnot, but they're just not in my life anymore, and that's how things go. You know, it happens. I still care about them, but I don't see them as much. But anyway, I thought about getting a Switch back then just to, you know, A, share that with them, and B, play video games. But I never got around to it. And then when the pandemic hit and everybody was buying them and whatnot, I was interested again. But, you know, again, life happens. Then I saw there was a sale. Well, no, then I saw they were available. And so I went ahead and said, you know, let me look into it. Sure enough, I was able to get a Switch because, you know, especially with the nightmare of the PS5 and all that stuff, man, it was that alone made me not even want to mess with trying to get video games. It's like, that's just ridiculous, you know. Good luck to all of you who got them, but the silliness of scalpers and all that stuff. That's ridiculous. You know, people are just trying to play video games, and other people are taking advantage of that. Anyway, so I had the opportunity to buy one, and so I did, and I started looking at games that are on sale just because, again, I don't quite have the time, but I like to collect stuff, so when I do have time, I can come back and grab some. And this game, oh my gosh, when I saw this one, I was like, what is the beauty of that you are showing me right now? And it's just amazing, because I've said it before, I'm not a big first-person shooter game. So I'll play Fortnite with my nephews and whatnot, and I'm just not a big first-person shooter. So, like I said, I'll play it, but it's not my thing. So when something like this comes along, it's just a beautiful, beautiful game. That's amazing to me. And there's some other ones I recently found. Stella, I think that's another one. I probably shouldn't even be talking about it until I draw it, you know. But what other Gris? There's another one that I fell in love with. But it's all about if it's beautiful, I want to draw it, and I want to play it, and I want to watch it, and I want to just play over and over again. Oh, you know what I want to do? Hold on. I need to switch this up. I forgot I was going to draw the sword. Hang on, I gotta draw in a different position now. Like I had her with the arms straight out, but I realized that, ooh, that's not what I want to do. I want her with her hands holding the sword. So let's see if I do this, and I'm just going to do the typical. Yeah, that looks about right. You know what's really difficult? I found out a lot more difficult than I expected. Drawing two things at once. So I'm doing March of the Robots. God, I couldn't think of it. At the same time as I'm doing these, man, that is a lot of work. Doing two a day. Woof. I might have bitten off more than I could chew, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to make it work. Okay. Let me try to find a good picture of the sword real quick. That ought to work. So we'll see if I can keep it up. I am telling you right now, it is tough to do this twice a day. I mean, color it, you know, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So bear with me if I don't. I'm so sorry. I'm trying. I am really trying. But man, it's tough. So let's see. And I think I'm going to use a ruler on this because this sword is such a straight, you know, there's no, like, normally I'm like, hey, I don't care. I'll do what I want. But this one, it needs to be perfect. Well, not so much perfect, but it needs to be straight. I need to try to get it to look right. Right? There you go. That'll work. Let me draw this other foot real quick. There we go. I think that'll work. And so yeah, so I love the look of this game. It's so much fun, and I'm going to draw all the characters, well, as many as I can. So this is the first of a few, I guess, is a way to look at it. So I think I'm good with the sketch. Let's go ahead and erase some of these sketch lines and get going. If nothing else, this is good practice in dynamic poses, you know, because there's not a lot as far as armor and stuff like that. You know, it's just shirt, clothing, that kind of thing. But we can practice dynamic poses, and that's good. But I mean, I still like this. I think that it's a simple, awesome design, and I'm not knocking it by saying that's it. I mean, it's cool that that's what they achieved with so little of detail, you know? I think that's amazing. So again, not to knock it, I'm complimenting it is what I'm doing. Okay, so I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but it depends on a little finer than a fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've left enough, I've erased it enough, but I've left the sketch. I've erased the sketch, but left enough for me to see where I'm going to go, but not enough to know what I'm going to talk about. So I'm just going to dive right in, and if you want to see more video game characters, check out this playlist, but check out the playlist in general because I do so many that there's a chance that I've already drawn what you're looking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and just dive right in with the eyes and just draw them out like this. And the nice thing is I'm not going to color them in. Well, I mean, they're white. I'm in the mask. I'm not going to color in the mask because there is kind of a cool diamond little pattern coming off of it, kind of like crossing through like that, and I think it'd be cool so if I do it with color. Okay, so there's the eyes, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw the mask. Well, the hair is kind of going over the mask in a certain part, so I'm going to go ahead and part it here on the side, put it around like this, and then I'll draw the other portion over here coming down this way. Now, let's see, it's going behind her ear, so I got to make sure I leave room for that, but I want to draw the curves of the mask. So coming down here and go back up around. Now you can see it here better than you can there because again, it's underneath the hair. But that's why I was planning it that way. I wanted to make it look right according to how I was sketching. Okay, looks good. I'm going to come down this way, do the same thing over here. Then just kind of go over the nose. Come back down and go up like that. It's not perfect there, but I'm going to clean it up anyway by thickening this line up just a hair, and that will help me to clean up that. So sometimes thickening will help you hide a few things and just redrawing your line, you know. But also I want to thicken it up because I'm going to switch over to this pretty soon and you're going to see a huge difference in line width, so I'm trying to match how that's going to look. So for her face, the eyes are coming through here, her nose is coming down here. In the video game you don't really see it, but I want to draw like a cosplay person dressed up like this. So I'm going to draw the nose coming down like this, going up like that, and that's it. Real subtle, real subtle. For the mouth, same thing. There isn't a mouth in the game, but I'm going to draw a little bit of a mouth. I'm going to draw the top lip like this, bottom lip down here like this, and then the chin is going to be right around here. And she's got kind of a very pointy chin, and let's see if I can redo it on both sides right. Like a longer jaw and more of a pointy chin. Something like that. Not bad, not bad. Again, thickening up my line will help me hide a few things. But if you're working with pencil, you don't have to do this. You don't have to thicken anything up. Like I said, I'm just explaining to you why I'm about to do what I'm about to do. Okay, so her ears are sticking out just a little bit. Like this. Something like that. And so now her hair is back in a bun. So I'm going to draw the top of her head, coming back like this. And maybe I should draw some hairlines, just to accent. I'm going to go ahead and draw her part line. I almost called it a seam line. That's why I paused. I was like, it's not a seam line. What would you call that? A part line like that. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the other side over here too, just to see if I've got the shape of it right. Looks about right to me. And did you see how I did that back there? I wanted to show that it's also being pulled back. It's going down and back into this bun. And then the bun, I did it small here, so I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger because it's a little bit bigger in the game. It's almost the size of her head back here, right? Like that. That looks better because originally I made it too small of a bun. Alright, it seems like I'm going too wide here for the thickness, but I know how this is gonna look, so I'm prepping for it. So let me do this. How about if I do line going back like that? Like this. Again, just to accent some of those hairlines. Alright, so I'm gonna jump over to the big Sharpie now. So she's got a scarf on, so I'm gonna draw her neck down like that, and see how thick that is? Again, that's why I want to match that. And her scarf, we're gonna have it flowing back this way a little bit. So on some of the pictures, it's on the left-hand side, but I think it just kind of moves around with her. It is on mine. Okay. So I'm gonna tie the knot over here, like this. Like that. Then I'm gonna flow it out. I've got it kind of flowing in the wind. Same thing with the other side. Something like that. Now add just a little bit of extra detail just to kind of show that it's cloth, you know, kind of bent like that. Nothing too crazy. So she's got on like a little jacket. That's got a wide lapel over here. It's hard to see an exact picture. All I have are like screenshots from the video game. So I'm just guessing on some of these details. But again, we're having fun with it. So I'm gonna come down here to her shoulder, like that. This one is kind of pushed up because her arm is raised. So when you raise your arms, your shoulder material, it raises up with it because it's got to go someplace, right? It's being pushed, so it's up a little bit higher as your arms raise up. It's all about muscle movement, cloth movement, and that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll go over it more later. But the point is, before I go further, I need to draw this sword, because you always draw what's in front first. That way when you draw what's underneath, you only have to draw so much and you won't accidentally draw through what's in front, right? So I've got the sword going across her, so bear with me. I'm gonna kind of draw the arm coming down like this, down here to the elbow, coming over to the wrist, yeah, okay, so her sleeve is a little short. It's like this. That's what I'm trying to say, to the sleeve, to the wrist, to the hand. I know I'm just doing one side, but you'll see why in a second. So her hand is wrapped around the sword handle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Draw the knuckles, kind of like this, and it's hard to see with this Sharpie, so it's almost like pointless to really worry about tiny details. So I'm just gonna go ahead and come in here with the big details, and then come back and add some small details with the big Sharpie. The thumb's wrapped around like this. Now, I know that's kind of simple looking, but that's all I can do with that big split. These are gonna be down, down. This one's a little bit higher because of the way it's wrapped around, like the knuckle is pushed up like that because of the way it's wrapped around the handle, okay? Again, I can add just some tiny details with the smaller Sharpie just to kind of make it come alive, you know? But not too much, because now it's just going to look like a bunch of tiny little lines everywhere. So, I need you to get a ruler. Go pause the video right here and go get a ruler. We'll wait for you. Alright, see, because you paused, there was no wait for those of us that are still watching. I'm going to use this to just draw some straight edges going across, just for the blade. The rest of it, I'm not too worried about. Like the handle, I'm just going to go ahead and do it by hand. I'm not that worried about it. But I did want to try to get the blade as correct as I can. Okay, so I'm going to draw the handle coming through like this. It's got kind of a thicker pommel, and then a jewel in the end. Okay, again, I'm going to add just a little bit of extra detail with the Sharpie here. just to kind of make it, you know, stand out. Okay. All right, so this part, it's a little, should I use a straight edge? Let's try to do it by hand. It's a heart is basically what it is. So, okay, I know it's not perfect, but it's enough that I wanted to try to get it to look right for you. Like, ooh, should I do it with color? Let's see. Hang on. Let's draw the heart. Let's go ahead and do it. I was thinking about doing it just with color, but again, there's not a lot of crazy things in this that necessitates crazy detail. So I thought maybe, yeah, let's just do it like this. Now there are some like wings that kind of stick off of it, so I'm going to go ahead and draw them out like this. I'm going to do both just so I know that I did it right. See, this one looks a little bit longer. That's why I like to do them together, so I make sure I kind of got it the same way. Okay, so now that I know that, I want it going flat down, so I'm going to draw this one. There's 3. And then this one. Not very flat, huh? As I'm just saying, it's supposed to be flat down. I don't draw very flat. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So now I'm just going to draw lines in. And I'm going to try to get them straight. Alright. But those I'm not worried about with the ruler. Because see, we can do them by hand and get them close enough to being straight. This is what I wanted to get with the ruler. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a straight line down the middle to get my center. And I'm gonna pick it up, and kind of like I do with lightsabers, I'm gonna draw and pick up, right? So I'm gonna draw, pick up, just to get my center. Okay. And I'm gonna draw the edges with the big Sharpie, and I'm just eyeballing that it's tapering towards the middle. So I'm just gonna eyeball wider, thinner. And that's it. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I'm trying to get it to look right, but I don't need it to be perfect. Okay? Look, even that I ended up hitting it like that wrong. That's okay. No big deal. Here, let's do it by hand. We're good with the ruler. Perfect. Now, here we go. I don't know why I'm capping it up. I need to use this. Now, I can draw everything that's behind, right? So, her waist is coming through like this. Here's the side of her jacket, coming down like this to her elbow. But now you can't see any of that stuff because of the rest of the sword, which is why I wanted to draw this first. So I know what I have to draw, what's left, and what I can draw, okay? Okay, so there, I'm just gonna draw like some creases and folds for her jacket. And we'll just draw like a little edge like that. But that's her arm, so I'm not too worried. Did I draw? Yeah, I accidentally put a line there. Oh well. But yeah, because I got her jacket like bent, that's why I wanted to draw some creases and folds right there. Awesome. All right. So now I can draw the rest of her up. So I'm going to draw her. I'm going to go ahead. I've got her flowing like this. So I'm going to draw from over here down to her breasts, her ribs, her jacket going down. This jacket's coming out just a little bit like that. Then her waist, and then it's going to follow the leg like this. Now the jacket, that's all you can see because the leg, I know I'm kind of jumping around, but I'm just kind of showing you why I'm doing what I'm doing. This leg is bent like this, and so it's kind of in front of all this. Okay, so again, floating down, that's all I can see now. I'm going to go ahead and just draw her leg again, just so you get proportions of what we're doing. I know I'm all over the place. There's her backside like this, connected to her leg, like that, okay? We'll come back here, but I just wanted to show you how she is twisted and turning to get this pose, okay? Again, this jacket flares out, but you can't see it because of the sword. Again, which is why I like to draw what's in front first to make sure I have room and get everything else correct. Let's draw the rest of her coat. I'm gonna say that it's coming from through here. I'm gonna go like this, and then it's gonna split open. Over here too. And then I'm gonna draw the lapel. Going up like that. There we go. Now, there's not much to the detail as far as her jacket, or anything else really. It's just pants and jacket. There is a button. She does have a shirt on. We're gonna do that. And connect anything I don't see connected. Now, again, I got her shirt raised, or her jacket raised, her arm raised, so that means it's gonna put a lot of creases and folds on the material. All right, so this arm is raised up. I'm a puller than I am a pusher, so I'm gonna go to where it's gonna stop and come back and draw. Same thing over here, elbow to the inside of the jacket like that. The arm is bent, creasing the material. Just draw the edge of the jacket, the sleeve, if you will, to her hand. Now her hand I've got pretty much doing like this, a little dynamic hand. So I'm gonna come up this way. That, and again, it's a little foreshortened, so the pinky's gonna be short like that, while the rest of the fingers are sticking out. So this may look weird if you draw it, because it looks like a nub, right? But when you get the overall togetherness of it, it makes sense. Okay, so this hand, I'm gonna go ahead and draw the thumb out here, going up like this. And I'll draw the fingers like this so you see how it's gradually coming out and then getting smaller as it's pointed at you. See? So it looks a little strange like this, but we're drawing a dynamic hand. So hang on. I know. I was following my sketch. When you do a good sketch and you plan it out correctly, it'll work. Trust me. Okay, so the palm of her hand, I'm gonna come in this way like this. Draw the pinky, all push down like that. Same thing here, this finger is tucked in. Now, it's like this bent at you, so that's why you can only see so much of it. And there you go. So again, we lose a little bit with the thickness of the Sharpie, but the overall design looks good, and you can just practice drawing a dynamic hand like that. Let me thicken this back up. I don't know why I did that. All right, cool. I think we're done with the top half. Now we're just gonna draw legs down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and finish this one up. So it's bent in, coming down to the legs, the pants rolled up. I'll do some more creases in a second. This leg's coming down to the front of the foot. And I got the foot kind of bent back. This. Oh, and then the shoe just kind of like this. So nothing too crazy there. Again, the heel is just kind of bent back, so there's not much I can really do for the shoe here. There, we'll just do that. Okay, so this leg is sticking pointed straight back. So again, remember how I told you she's flowing like this? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna come this way, bring the leg down like this. Here's the knee to the pants, the back side. Okay, let's just go ahead and draw the pants like we did there. the rolled up pant leg. Like that. So this side's gonna come back here to the back of the knee, like that. Okay, so just straight out. Gonna follow this down to the front of the shoe. Pretty much the same thing. It's almost the same look to it. It's got a side view. It's almost exactly the same because of the way that we have the foot placed. Okay, so again, let me add a few details. Let's see, it's all I can really do here is like that, same thing. We're kind of limited by the way we placed it, but it's cool because it looks dynamic, right? So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is the Fool from Sayonara Wild Hearts.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.